People who, in many instances, have absolutely no clue what they are doing. The Marxists, the anarchists, the looters, the agitators.
All right, it's episode 130. We do have a lost episode in there somewhere. We'll see if it ever comes out. We're back from a short break on the Inane Blather podcast, the show where we blather inanely with you, dear listener. Every listener who we know is
awesome to the max.
Even if you end up like that one guy, that one listener that we had, you know, that
died and when baboons kidnapped and ate him.
But that had nothing to do with being a listener of the show. I mean, that just happened
coincidentally
to be how he ended up. Yeah, it was complete coincidence. And anyway, I mean,
he is cold, hollow, and violent.
So it didn't matter. So anyway, it's episode 130. We're gonna get right into it. We have lots to not to discuss and to not talk about. We haven't researched anything. We're just gonna fade into the gaggle of, well,
headstrong, stubborn, quibbling, self-centered, vindictive, obnoxious, hormonal, sexually preoccupied, evil, thieving, cross-dressing jerks.
Yeah, that are just gabbing on in the gaggle. So I mean, this time I don't even know what to talk about. Right before we hit record, Natalie was talking about how much the Democrats are stinky because they won't get anything done, and we can see how the Republicans at least choose to do things or lie about doing things, whatever they want to do, when they have even just a modicum of power, let alone when they have all the power like they do right now. But what were you talking about, Natalie? What are they're talking about stimulus money or what? Huh?
So this is
Are
actually
going to give me money?
This is
money,
actually something that I've thought about with all this Musk finding corruption, you know, just finding corruption all over the place. It's just lying around for him to find and all this wasteful spending. And I'm all like, sure, you know, the government, there's a lot of
we
waste,
found some more.
All that kind of crap, whatever.
Okay.
But, you know, obviously we all know how fucking stupid just firing workers and now planes are like literally falling out of the sky. But,
yeah.
So the name of this is like on the front page of the New York Post. Trump.
Our favorite paper of record.
Mm-hmm. Trump weighing, quote, Doge dividend to send taxpayers checks with saved funds. Here's how much Americans could get. So what I've been saying about all of this finding
$2.
corruption and stuff, I'm like, what to what end? Like, what are you like? What are we getting like out of this? Is this gonna lower our taxes? Like, what is? It's like you just found corruption, so what? So I was saying how no matter what they decide to do, it's gonna be bad for the economy or bad for us broadly speaking because they have terrible ideas. Long term, their economic approach is mostly to, you know, enrich themselves, but politically, like to make people feel, especially to make their base feel like Trump is doing, look at what I got. What a smart motherfucking move to give everyone $1,000. That is a total slam dunk. Then Trump will have given more money to Americans directly than Biden certainly ever did, who he cut, like even after COVID, we got less under Biden than we did under Trump. You know what? I'm becoming a Trump fan but I think then I'm reading these.
He's talking about eliminating income tax. He's giving me money.
I'm reading in the comments, though, people are like, no, we need to use that money to pay down our debt. And I'm like,
oh, brother.
What do you mean by that? Pay down our debt? What do you think we owe to, like, Visa or something? Like, the U.S. government is, like, making payments on some
China.
shit? Like,
China.
Yeah. I don't think they really understand that money, that was, the money that they're finding, like, the waste was our taxpayer money and could go back to us because that's actually where it came from as as far as
Yeah.
I know, that's how the government is funded, through our taxes. And
We're just cutting costs is supposedly what they're
that's
doing.
what the corruption is
It's
for. And
the
people,
Department of Government Efficiency.
They're literally
Yeah.
just treating it like a private equity firm treats an acquired company
so
at
like,
this point.
Oh, yeah.
let's cut the deficit
For
first
sure.
and pay down the debt. Most people don't realize that for the past 4 years, the federal government has been spending $2 trillion more per year than revenues, so most of this is borrowed money. Also don't like the fact that Democrats would receive rebates as they're against spending reductions and for some reason and therefore shouldn't participate, whatever. But it's like, but what do you mean borrowed money? Borrowed from ourselves, from our treasury, or from what do you fucking
Yeah.
mean by that? That's not
Just
how it
printed
works.
money.
We're giving us a refund on money we already paid. We paid this money. That's where it comes from. It comes from every single fucking paycheck that you ever get. You can look at your federal fucking withholdings. You fucking idiots. Like, I'm not saying that's like necessarily a good idea for the economy. I think giving people cash is nice because people are so fucking poor in America. Everybody pretty much
Oh, yeah.
is really, really broke. and-
Direct stimulus payments are good for the economy.
Sure. And that's what there's like a bunch of arguments going on here.
Andrew
in the,
Yang, 2020.
Exactly. Like,
Yang gang.
this guy, terrible idea. Doge is supposed to be reducing the nation's deficit spending, not maintaining it. And it's like, so what do you want? What do you want them to do? Are you guys wanting a reduction in taxes? Like, what is the purpose of this Doge to you guys? What do you guys think this is for? I don't get it. They're just like gonna cut federal workers and what? Like, and then what? This Trump giving money back, that's genuinely a good political idea. That's
Yeah.
like,
all you get is a good headline out of that. That's all that counts.
and
meanwhile,
I get
everyone's-
$1,000. I want $1,000.
And meanwhile, if everyone's squabbling about it, the guy that's doing all this, who's in charge, like Danae said, is pretty much this guy.
Awesome.
You know, just going in,
Awesome to the max.
cut the business, made a cool 100 mil. It's just like the 80s guy from Futurama. It's just a corporate takeover, cut everyone out, and sell it for parts. The fact that they're trying to that they're eliminating the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is insane. That anyone would be on board with that, where it's so transparent. Like, the guy, the number one, the richest man in the world, who wants to turn his social media platform that has been hemorrhaging value ever since he took over, he wants to turn that platform into a payment processing platform, X the everything app, and use it for payment processing, something that he started. That's how he started his business career, with X.com and going to PayPal and doing online banking. Anyway, that this guy wants to eliminate the CFPB. Like, you have to have a cranium full of fetid dog shit to not see right through that. Like, and what do we do about it? The guy's not elected. Trump doesn't give a shit. And it's like, and you can't say, well, look at what you voted for, man. Look at that. It's like, no, it doesn't matter at this point. Like, we're just going to get completely fucked by, not just like this whole oligarchical like thing that's been a little more like amorphous, for the past 20 years or something, where it can be explained. It'd be like, really, technically, like the banks, and the, that are, especially since the financial meltdown and stuff, are the ones that are kind of in charge of all these regulations and in charge of Congress and the way that all this works, and they all make their money, and Nancy Pelosi is a millionaire, blah, 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 blah. Now it's just like, you'd put it in a fucking cartoon, a Saturday morning cartoon. That's what the villain does. Like, kids can understand this.
Also,
like,
it wouldn't be able to be like the kind of money that they're saying that they're cutting. I was just reading something today that's like, I swear to God, truly, like, just because you know how to code doesn't mean you know shit about spreadsheets. That's for fucking sure. Like how they're like calculating all this money that they're saving, like cutting from programs. They literally have no fucking idea how to read like these payouts over these contracts of a year. Like if they have a 5-year contract with some like aid organization that's paying out, you know, just whatever for ease, it's like $1 billion over the course of 5 years. They're going to count that as $5 billion or some, you know, like some crazy, stupid bullshit like that, where they're grossly overestimating even the savings that they're finding because they genuinely don't know how to do math and they don't know how to use a spreadsheet. People, these high level admins I've been around
and they don't know accounting.
In my life, know so much fucking more than the guy who's running the fucking country. And on another point that I just want to make sure I hit, you know what? When there was a congressperson, she came in to do a vote, I'm pretty sure in the Senate.
Close.
Is her name Teresa Duckworth or Senator Tammy Duckworth?
Tammy Duckworth.
She came in with her like brand new baby to cast her vote.
She was
like
pregnant in the Senate.
Well, she was literally like she was in a wheelchair, like a couple days old or
Tammy
whatever.
Duckworth.
And there was comments about like, oh my gosh, like that's like so inappropriate and like all this stuff. She's like a brand new mother. And then Elon Musk gets to be standing in the fucking Oval Office with his kid, like touching his face
picking
and being
his
like,
nose.
Yeah, like being some
and telling Trump that Trump isn't the president.
Yeah. I'm not saying that kids shouldn't be allowed to be brought to work because I think that that's really nice if your office can like accommodate, you know, you being like a working parent. Though Elon Musk, obviously you don't need to bring your kid to the fucking White House, but whatever. I don't really have a
human shield.
Yeah, I would say that he's like using it. You know, Tammy Duckworth is like going there like she just gave birth like within the last like 72 hours or something like that.
Leave it in the car.
Yeah, just leave it. Keep the
leave
motor
her
running.
kid with a fucking babysitter is like 6 days old.
Yeah. I mean, but the reaction, it's like, oh, of course, it's like Elon. What a great dad. You know, he's just like so involved. And then like how inappropriate for her to bring her baby.
Pick on anything that he does.
You're right. I will, because everything he does is stupid and terrible, and he's bad at it.
Exactly.
But
where are his other 12 kids?
Yeah, one of them died from the woke mind virus. So,
well, he has a new kid. Did you hear about that?
I did hear.
Of
course.
Like,
imagine letting Elon Musk come inside you. Gross.
Well,
not for $1 billion would I do that.
I don't want to imagine that at all.
People are saying that he doesn't even it's IVF.
Oh.
That he's an IVF guy, which would make sense because he has all these kids, because he has this weird thing about, you know, how the need to populate, especially with his fucking high IQ genes or whatever, you know. I don't know, they're his genes.
Yeah,
they're
sure.
Levi's, whatever. But some sort of thing. I don't know.
But is not smart. He's not a smart person.
So does the right wing like autistic people or not?
I've heard it over and over and over again now. And I don't care if this rumor is true or not. We can just keep continuing to spread it. Is that all of these kids have been, at least all of these recent ones, have been conceived via IVF, and that he can't even like do this because he has like a botched penile like implant thing. Like he tried getting like some sort of cosmetic or injection on his penis.
100% believe that.
1,000%. I can see it. I can see it.
And I choose to believe it.
That sounds like a rich person problem for sure.
And you know what? If he wants to put his money where his dick is and talk about like, talk all this shit about trans people and stuff like that and be on the side of all the genital checkers and all these fucking weirdos on the right, we're going to believe that until you show us your dick, Elon. Until then, you have a botched penis thing because of your insecurity about your tiny dick. And that's why instead of just like being a normal rich guy who can just like fucking escort or something like that. You have to make children via IVF and offer women race horses because you came onto them asking for like a hand job or whatever. Like, he's a completely fucking strange, weird freak. Like, what is with his sex life? And it is so strange. And it's like, and you know what? Even if, I mean, it's like IQ, stupid, doesn't, it's not a real thing.
It's not.
Number
racist.
2, doesn't get passed down in your genes. And then number 3, even if all that was true, I don't want more billionaire genes. Who wants more Elon Musks? No one. We don't want more of you, man. There's a reason you have that human shield, like they said. It's because you're afraid that people don't want you around. So, he should be walking around with all those other kids just around him at all times. Oh, I'm such a good dad. Yeah, he's like got him like kind of cordoned off around him the entire time. Okay, we're going forward, left, right.
Oh my gosh. I saw something online today that was saying that like Grimes didn't even know that her kid was at the White House until she saw it in the news too, and she was pissed. Apparently,
there's like all that back and forth with her. Like she's like begging for more time with her kid and stuff like that. And has had like a kind of custody battle thing with Elon. It's like, imagine having a custody battle with the richest man on earth.
Imagine making your bed and having to sleep in it. Crazy.
Yeah. Imagine
having to sleep in Elon Musk's bed. God.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to.
Gross.
Either way, the guy stinks. He created this entire thing as a meme. It's Doge. And just using it to help enrich himself even further. The fact that some of these mouth-breathing idiots that really think like, I mean, of course he should be in charge of that. He's already the richest man on earth. What could he possibly have to gain from it? He doesn't need more money. Like, are you literally
Have you ever
insane?
watched any fucking movie in your entire fucking life? Like, genuinely.
How do you think he got so rich? By trying to get more and more money.
And like, why do people think he'd be looking out for them? It is so beyond me to think that any billionaire would give a shit about you dirty, cow shit covered boots having Midwestern motherfuckers. He would shoot you. He'd like what is that fucking short story where you're hunting humans? That's what billionaires do. You know? The most dangerous game.
Yeah.
That's Elon Musk. Golly, guys. And then
it's like, if they're not trafficking your kid to a sex island with Jeffrey Epstein, they're just hunting you for sport.
Which they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I really do want to kind of understand, like, how... What would happen if we weren't, like, if we didn't have a debt? Like, this is, like, way higher level economics than I understand at all. Like, about how we can be, like, in debt, but that doesn't really matter. We're not, like, getting sent to collections, you know, as a government.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
and
it's
that's
like,
the thing.
Is it, okay, so you're going to, like,
China
lower,
wouldn't want to collect on the debt.
but, like, you're going to lower interest rates, but, like, I don't really understand, like, so we're just going to, like, cut all this billions of dollars that we owe, which is not even close to trillions of dollars, by the way. I don't know how you could ever pay off this debt because trillions is way more than billions, and it's meaningless. It is completely and totally meaningless, like the amount of debt that we owe to China or whatever the fuck that means. Like, so what do they want? Like, what do they want with our, like, they're like, save it, send it to Social Security, and like do all of these things. Like, I don't really understand at all, like, well, I mean, and it's also just fucking stupid because obviously, like, planes are literally crashing out of the sky.
Yeah. Don't worry, because the people talking about this don't understand it either. The people in the White House don't understand it either.
That's true.
Donald fucking Trump doesn't understand this stuff. Donald Trump thinks that like we're going to be raking in money with tariffs and stuff. Donald Trump, the author, the so-called author, if he can so be called, of The Art of the Deal, got fucked in the ass by Mexico, and by Canada too, but especially by Mexico with this whole tariff thing. It was an embarrassment. Good for
Mexico.
Scheinbaum, yeah. But still, it's like it's like the one thing that you're supposed to be good at as like this queenie asshole billionaire that became president. At least make some fucking deals, make some cutthroat deals. You're fired, etc., etc. No, he got screwed. He doesn't know how tariffs work. He can't make a deal to save his life. All he knows how to do is cut out of them, And it's like that whole tariff thing with Mexico. Oh yeah, thumbs up on the video there. Yay! But it's like they got Mexico got us to agree to our side of putting in all this effort to stop the flow of guns into Mexico, while they agreed to do something that they were already planning to do and have been doing for like the last 8 years or something like that, with putting Mexican troops at the border to help with border patrol type stuff. They were already doing that. And he's like, hey, look at what I got him to send troops to the border. They already planned on it. They already have some there. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the fact that, that if you don't understand the national debt, I'm the fake economist here. I don't really even, what's funny is that so many people that go on and on about it, all they know is that there's the debt clock and they can point to it and be like, look how huge this number is, and then half of those people will mix up the debt and the deficit, which is totally different. That's where, or if you're in a trade deficit with China or something like that. The national debt, we talk about how, China owning so much of our debt or whatever, but it's not like it's all China. A lot of the national debt is also just the way that it works, when you buy bonds, treasury bonds and stuff like that, and you invest, the U.S. government is borrowing from you, and so all of those are outstanding, treasury bonds, things like that, all of those are outstanding to all of these people that are holding U.S. debt to keep things going. So, and it's all investments on our end. It's borrowing from the government's end, and it's just like banking, It's just how it works. It's just a fiat currency, and that's how it works, and it just keeps expanding and expanding. That's how it works in this fiat currency capitalist system that we have. That's the way that it goes. It drives me crazy. It's not just a fucking credit card, but you can boil it down to pretty simple banking terms and stuff, and it makes sense, and it's not something that you just want to zero out, because then nothing gets done. But for one thing, none of us make any money off of the massive amounts of money invested into the U.S. Treasury, in people's retirements, all sorts of different things in very solid securities, that is U.S. government-backed Treasury bonds. That's so important. And it's so we get fucked, and then what? The government just doesn't get to borrow any money, use that credit card to do things? What the fuck? Anyway, it's all really boring, but it's just number go big, people no It's
And-
like, well, man, if my debt was $34 trillion,
36.
I'd be in a lot of trouble. It's like, yeah, no shit. You're a
And you know
fucking
what?
person.
No, you fucking wouldn't, because all of you idiots who don't understand how stupid capitalism works, how people get rich, how motherfucking Trump and motherfucking Elon Musk are rich
That's
is because
true.
they carry a bunch of debt. Everyone who
Yeah.
has money carries a crazy amount of debt. That's
Yeah.
how they do it. That's how it's
Trump,
done.
big time.
And I want to say,
you get to... Imagine being imagine being $34 trillion in debt. You are too big to fail. People
Yeah,
have
and
a
it's-
very vested interest
It's
in
30
you like staying in debt like that and just paying a vested interest,
Mm-hmm.
pun it now intended, because there's some interest on that, that's working, and it just keeps going and going and going.
it's
But-
$36 trillion, and I saw this in a comment.
Oh, that was
and
pretty
it's
close.
Like, he's like, because someone's like, every legal American citizen should get that money. There's a lot of that going on here. And someone else was like, distribution of the money will feed inflation and devalue the dollar. We are $36 trillion in debt. Used any saved funds for payment of our debt. And it's like, bro, do you understand what $36 trillion looks like? That's 100 billion ain't fucking shit on 36
Yeah.
trillion. It is not even anywhere in
man.
the realm of the same ballpark. You're not even playing the same fucking sport right now on the same
Yeah.
planet. This is not even close to anywhere coming close. So someone else was like, it doesn't even come close to the interest that we're paying each year, on this to
Yeah.
our debt. It does not matter. It's not even, it is a drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
Literally.
You need like what? You need like 100 Elon Musks or something? Like that's an insane amount of money. It's unfathomable. Unfathomable.
And of course, there's a lot of people saying people with the highest, people who paid the most in taxes should get the most back out of this. And it's like,
Oh
people
my
and it's like, but they have the most fucking money.
Oh,
Why wouldn't the people who
no.
have, it's like, if you don't pay taxes, or if you don't have to, everybody pays taxes. If you ever spend any money in the U.S. economy, there's taxes being paid because of the money that you're circulating. And if you have a job, you're paying fucking taxes, even if you don't, even if you don't have to pay in April or
if
whatever.
you're renting a house, your landlord is passing the property taxes on to you. That's how they pay their taxes.
And-
you're paying the taxes.
And these stupid idiots are like, all these rich people should get their money back. And it's like, so what fucking good would that do for the economy again? Who's going to be spending that money? Where are they going to buy the Mona Lisa and then put it in storage in the Canary Islands or whatever? And never have to pay fucking taxes on it, And
Yeah, give the
How about let's
money
pay- who
back
pays
to all
them-
the rich people, and all the rich people will then fix all the bridges and build some railways, and it'll
give
all
it
work
to
way
the people
better.
who pay the most in taxes relative to their income, so we can get the most money back because we actually pay
And
more.
we're talking about all taxes, not income
all
tax.
taxes. Yeah.
All taxes put together. I'm talking sales tax. I'm talking licensing fees.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking
'Cause we all pay the same
all
amount on
payroll
those.
taxes. Talking property taxes that are passed down to you. I'm talking about sin tax because you're smoking cigarettes. No,
Talking about syntax
Everything.
because you're talking about it.
yeah,
Like
because you're
syntax.
blabbing on, and you need proper syntax.
Wait, I want to read you this comment though. Told you so. When you go woke, you go broke. When you go MAGA, you go rich.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Wow.
Truly a
Poet.
a poet of our generation.
Oh, that's so funny.
All right, let me grab my guitar. I need to put that on a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Death penalty. It's immediate death penalty.
Thank you, R.M. Brown.
Truly.
And it's like, I was right off the bat, it's like, ooh, what would you rhyme with MAGA? Or even if you wanted to, it's like, well, actually, I pronounce it MAGA, and so you have maybe open up a different amount of words that you could rhyme it with, and it's like, I still don't know what you would rhyme it with, but when you go woke, you go broke.
When you go
The following thing
MAGA,
isn't true.
yeah.
Go.
You're a
You're a fag. fabulous person.
Salute the flag.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You can afford a flag.
Oh,
I like that it doesn't do it.
There
it
we go.
is. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Our pets' heads are falling off!
So,
And people saying no money to the Democrats. No Democrat gets a refund because we're not petty little bitches. We're not cruel. This isn't about, because this isn't, this is about the American economy. I'm doing what's right for the American people. Except for unless you're a Democrat, then you can just fucking starve
money.
to death. Yeah. Pretty great. Pretty great stuff. Really, really great, I would say. And you know what? Obviously, if I get $2,000 from Trump, I'm gonna take it. People are like, "Oh, are you gonna send it back?" And it's like,
for him
no.
again.
Yeah, for a third time,
again,
or a fourth time, or whatever it would be.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's I need those payments for emotional damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I am owed this, and this is my
it's
money.
Restitution.
Use it when I
yes,
need
100%.
it.
I want it back.
Mm-hmm.
I have a structured settlement, and I need cash
now.
Call JG Wentworth. God, this is not an Elon Musk problem. This is a JG Wentworth problem.
Yes. See, that's who they should have brought in. JG Wentworth.
JG Wentworth.
Whoopi the two-legged talking donkey, that's the name, said, I thought free money caused inflation. And I feel like what people don't know, nice. Patrick, some Polish last name, Rambozinski, with one,
American I can't even pronounce it.
Literally one vowel in this. It's not free money. It's our money. And I feel like people just really don't understand how the government is funded. They don't, these idiots in the New York Post, the guy, Patrick, he gets it. It's not free money. It's our money. That's this is not free money giving.
Well, it's all our money.
It's just
money.
That's what I mean.
It's all just money in the economy.
It's not free money. It's money that you are getting returned to you. You've paid however many thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in taxes, and you're just getting a little return on it because they cut some costs. Whether or not, obviously, I don't believe in their cost-cutting measures at all. I would say cut the Pentagon budget by half, maybe, and then invest that into healthcare. And I don't really need cash. If I could just go into the doctor whenever I wanted, that would really alleviate a lot of my financial, kind of pressures. If I could just go to the doctor,
stress in general.
Or those kinds of things. But I just really feel like. And then Whoopi the two-legged donkey said, what happened to Biden COVID checks caused inflation? So he's got
to... How do I possibly figure out this impossible riddle? Thank you, life, you asshole.
Yeah. Well, as we know, Trump paid out more than Biden. So... Yeah. And even then, it's if you want to actually argue about that and talk about inflation, even back then it was motherfucker, just look at the numbers. It doesn't matter if it was Trump or Biden or whoever did it. I mean, sure, it contributed to inflation, as it would, but it was just a small part. But as anyone with a functioning brain and knowledge of, not knowledge of economics, knowledge of how American society works, because we don't live in a society, we live in an economy. So if you know how American society works, you're already an economist, then you would know that large corporations would fuck us over and try to squeeze more and more profits out of us. So of course that was a huge part of inflation, much bigger than than any of the COVID stimulus payments. I mean, analysis from multiple places. It was what? It was gosh, well, because I forget what part of the inflation it would be, but it's when inflation was at, afterwards, when inflation was at 4.5%, then 1.25% of that could be attributed to the COVID checks or whatever it was. It was when it went up that much, it's yeah, there's so much
other
more.
Countries seem to fucking do it way more, gave out way more money per person than we ever did, and they seem to be doing just fine. So
yeah,
I don't know.
And we all had inflation about the same too. I was like, anyway, but yeah.
Also,
but then, but on the American side,
I was exposed as doing a giant fraud.
So, and then Doge came in and took care of that.
Yeah, I do want to say
Doge.
that. Yeah, Trump's White House press secretary began juggling job duties and motherhood just days after giving birth. And that's why I want to say she's such an irritating bitch, is because she's so hormonal.
Press secretary?
And she's fat from being pregnant. She's a stupid cunt, and I wish she would die. So that's what I just wanted to say.
That lady
I'm sorry
that
for her child.
I could not believe is only 28 years old or whatever, or 27. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so no wonder she looks like a fat-faced, stupid slut. And I would never body shame, a woman for being pregnant, unless it's like her or like Kayleigh McEnany.
Unless it's a Republican.
Unless she's
you'll only do it if it's Republican, son.
I'll do it if she's the mouthpiece for the Trump administration.
I feel like you're, I don't know, Nat. I feel like you're holding back a little bit, and I want you to say how you really feel.
If she wants to be Goebbels in 2025, then that's how it's gonna be.
Goebbels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, however you pronounce it.
Goebbels.
Is it Joseph Goebbels?
Joseph. Yeah, I think I just want to say maybe that's why she's just such a bitch, though, is because she's really hormonal, because she's not getting any sleep, and she's like
proving the point that all these misogynists and sexists have made for so long. Women shouldn't be in politics.
They shouldn't be. Look at what a bitch she is. It's because she just gave birth.
It's like, thanks a lot, lady.
Yeah.
Just set the movement back.
Yeah.
A good 50
because
years.
You're a stereotype.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. But, Goebbels. I was just saying, I was talking to Mom today, and speaking of Nazi propagandists, no. But just that she had her knee surgery, and we were talking all about recovering from knee surgery. I was like, gosh, it really is crazy what they can do. We've come a long way ever since, you just drill a hole in someone's head and pour boiling water in there. Well, a long way we've come since Joseph Mengele or something like that. It's like, yeah, it's a lot better now.
It is.
But since the angel of death. So a quick gear shift, if you don't mind, because I need... Okay.
I just want to say, we won't get into this. I'm just still reading comments, but on a different...
maximizes evil.
Yeah. Okay, so Trump signed an executive order cutting all taxpayer-funded benefits for illegal immigrants. That's the name of the article, and I'm like, whatever. So I'm just like reading the
just
comments.
Political points nonsense.
And I'm just like reading it, and I'm like, you know what? This one person says, is it just me, or is anyone else actually smiling while watching or reading the news lately? It's like a weight has been lifted off our shoulders. Finally, a president who gives a fuck about our country, laws, and our citizens. And it's honestly making me feel really sick and depressed. And like, even when the party that I voted for was in charge, I was never feeling like they were doing enough. I was never happy with their leadership or lack thereof. I feel like they were spineless. They're pathetic. They're bloodthirsty capitalists that got nothing done for us. They literally are standing aside right now as fascists, and oligarchs just totally run our country.
No, we got to go over what was Chuck Schumer. He was said, chanting,
"We will win. We will win. We will win."
I know we talked about it in
People
the last
are aroused,
episode. So.
But I feel like it must be so nice to be. No, okay. What does it always come back to? Ignorance is bliss. These people are so fucking stupid that they don't realize
it's easier to be cruel.
How bad things are. Like, that's actually from BoJack. The first episode is like, people are too stupid to realize how miserable they should be, or something like that. But that's like, ignorance is bliss. Truly,
smart people are more depressed.
How they can, like, right now. I mean, obviously, of course, for the one thing, it's horrible. Like, it's horrible what they're doing. Like, they're just, I mean, the sexism, the xenophobia, the racism, the transphobia, and, the cruelty all across the cutting aid to children starving, all this kind of stuff. And then it's like, okay, you're happy about that. And then I don't ever get to be happy. I can't ever be happy with our government. It's like, It must be fucking nice. And yet you guys are the biggest motherfucking bullies out here. You drink mugs that say it's full of liberal tears, and you guys are just winning all over the place, and yet you're the meanest, cruelest, most selfish people I can possibly imagine. You're cartoonishly cruel. If this was satire, I would say it's a bit overboard. Like, it's... And I just never get to be happy. I never get to be happy.
Someone reading about, like, you know, kids being put into cages at the border, and they can't stop smiling while they're drinking their coffee and reading the newspaper. It's like we'd think it was. I mean, I don't know. You just wonder how people fall into like fascist regimes and stuff like that. It's just people do. Like, it's I don't know. How do you get people to turn away from that? How do you get people to have empathy?
But I am...
Exactly, Danae.
Wasn't even on purpose.
Yeah.
I was. It's like that sign at the.
I don't think there's
ICE
any
protest.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to actually get people to turn away from that until it's actually personally affecting them. Though.
Yeah. That's maybe that. I mean, if you're talking about people being ignorant of it, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's stories about people in, like, what was it, Soviet Union, where, like, even if they were, like, super poor, they were still, like, happy with the way things were run and stuff, too. Mm-hmm. Is that accurate? I don't know how much of that's propaganda, but also...
I mean, it's right now.
Propaganda is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
And I will say, though, I have it so fucking good. My life is so great. Not to brag, but I am happy. I'm grateful. Great family, great friends, the best partner. I'd have the best cat, you know, all this kind of crap and stuff.
But it's not going well for other people, and you have empathy.
Exactly. It's like really hard to
100%.
sit back and just like be... So, I mean, I can't be, obviously. That's why I'm so depressed. But to see people be so hurt by these things. But I will say, I was calling volunteers today to invite them to some events and like let people know that my organization, you can sign in pro for the bill that's in the Appropriations Committee of the Washington State House of Representatives, blah, blah, blah.
Which I did.
Thank you. And so I talked to this guy for a while, and then I sent him a text afterwards with the link to sign in pro. I was like, thanks for talking, you know, appreciate your passion and all this kind of stuff. And he said, thanks again to you and your companions for putting in the work. We need this urgently. I'm rooting for you guys. And I said, thanks. You know,
companions? Supposed to be comrades.
Or whatever. You know, like
no, I'm just kidding.
And he's like,
comrades is probably one of the watchwords, okay? We need to keep that shit on the down low.
And he said, it's great to hear that there's organizations trying to build a better future. Your call cut through a negative spiral I was in. So again, thank you. And that was really, really nice. You know, so at the end of the day, there's always going to be...
That went slightly better than the worst it could have possibly gone.
And that's all you can ask for. Better than the worst it could have gone.
In today's climate, that is literally all you can ask for. You're not allowed to ask for anything more.
That's all you can beg for.
I think we should just talk about getting Washington to secede at this point, maybe.
The West Coast. That's what I think. The West Coast. We could join Canada, probably.
Well, Oregon might not be on board with that.
I think Portland could carry it. You know,
Portland could carry.
I think there's enough of you know, you could get out the vote effort enough. But also, then again, Emily and I have talked. My sister and I have talked about this, like how I would
get
feel
left behind. I'm here east of the Cascades.
I would feel so bad for people like in Georgia, people in Tennessee. These states being examples of probably predominantly blue voters being gerrymandered and strategically oppressed to the point that they have like a chokehold with the GOP leadership, with their boots on the necks of a large black population in these states. And if without the influence of California, of New York or Massachusetts or Washington, what would happen to these places? Look at fucking Florida. Look at Texas. It just feels like, not that not that it's like my job to save anybody or anything like that, but it just feels it would be so hard, like thinking about even leaving the United States and be like, man, like I want to be there with my people suffering. You know, I don't want to leave them behind.
Empathy.
Even if it means I have a better life. But hey, Canada, if you're listening, Washington would probably be open to talks, is all I'm saying. We're right there on the border. We could be Canada's first state.
We'll join Mexico at this point.
Oh,
but,
yeah. That's what I escaped to.
But
there we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was just telling
literal civil war.
I was just telling my friend today. I was like, you know, I know that you've been thinking about getting that passport, but
do it now while there's still workers to process it.
100% absolutely need to make sure your passports are up to date in case we need to get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's there's always people in the passport line at the post office when I go now.
I believe it.
Way more than it ever was before. But there's a doggy in the picture.
It's Carl.
What was I gonna say? Oh, but like that's the thing with these people, like that sign at the ICE protest that I saw that the guy had. It just says, "I don't know how to get you to care for other people." That's I've seen it before too. I don't know how to get you to care for other people.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain to you that you should care about other people.
Yeah.
There's something you should feel. Oh, my thing stopped. Fuck! God damn it! This motherfucking piece of shit headphones. Oh, I don't know where that cut off, but I swear I want a manifesto of petty grievances really quick. These motherfucking earbuds here, even when they're in the motherfucking case, keep connecting to shit they've done. The other day, I was driving in Seattle in a part, there's all these fucking one-ways. It keeps cutting, my music keeps cutting in and out. And I'm like, what the fuck? It keeps connecting to these things while they're in their case.
I have a
pair
so like that.
Annoying.
I just stopped using them. Yeah. Because they're like not tightly enough on the little charging things, and they come
one of them
slightly
even stopped charging.
Just touching the case. Yeah, just touching the case will get them to activate. So I threw them away.
I left a
like,
1-star review on
that.
Amazon, and they're giving me a full refund. So that's also a way you can do things.
Well, that's what I should have done. Yeah. Well, I was going to, that's what I was going to do a quick gear shift because I wanted to add to the manifesto of petty grievances. I have something to add for the first time in a long time. You know what? Let's see. I got to get,
you know what? Nice.
Enough
favorite
with the, quote, mega rolls of toilet paper. I don't want more mega rolls. They're all mega rolls. I can't even get ones that are just double rolls. I just want a normal fucking roll of toilet paper. I went to get more toilet paper from Walmart. Literally every single package was mega rolls. It says mega rolls. 12 of these equals 18 regular ones. There is no such thing as regular ones anymore. They're all that size. Every single one. Every single brand. The store brand, Angel Soft, Quilted Northern, every single one. And it's like the way that
in its little thing.
It doesn't fit. And I can't roll the toilet paper because it sticks inside the toilet paper holder on a regular little, the one that's attached to my wall. I'm not going to get a new fucking toilet paper holder because you insist on making toilet paper rolls that are 8 inches across in diameter or something.
That's like such an American thing, too. We have the thickest rolls of toilet paper in the world.
Look at this bad boy. It's like you need to put it under your arm.
Here. We need to bring bidets into the mainstream.
Oh yeah, I need to just get a bidet. I've thought about it for years.
It's literally the best.
Yeah.
I will not live without one ever again in my life.
Yeah, that's what I always hear.
Truly.
I mean, I'm in a rental. I'm sure it'd be just fine to hook it up in
Yeah,
here,
it's so easy. You just
you
just
like,
put it in there and just take it
done.
out when you leave. It's great.
Yeah, but that's right. I've looked at him so many times.
You can get it at Walmart for like
it's so
20
funny
bucks.
when they all like sold out at the beginning of the like pandemic shutdown and stuff because everyone bought all the toilet paper. So then everyone like bought every Hello Tushy thing and stuff. But either way, it's like if they're all mega rolls, then none of them are mega rolls. You know, like I feel like literally the only way I could get a regular normal size roll of toilet paper like how they used to be is if I like get them at like the gas station or something and I get some shitty toilet paper. Natalie, you were just here this last weekend. I realized after you guys left, I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I have that toilet paper on. There's the worst toilet paper I've ever had. I had to use the bathroom while they were here, and it was like single ply. I
accidentally bought single ply. It was nowhere marked anywhere on the package, and
I know.
I was also trying not to get a mega roll or whatever because it's like, well, I want something cheap or whatever. You know? And so then, but I will say, you know, we have this cheap place here in Seattle, and the toilet paper holder that we have it's so like janky. Whoever screwed it in, the screws aren't. It is not meant for that or whatever, and it's screwed into the vanity, and so the screws stick out a little bit. So as you roll the toilet paper, when it's like full, it like tears your toilet paper every single roll. So you know, we have not done anything
Even
about that
worse.
either. Like I don't care.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're just gonna just leave a roll on the tank.
We have to use we have to use it. I mean, it might be double ply. It's like the Scott ones, the cheap. But I have a bidet, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Because we have a septic instead of like a normal whatever, you know?
Oh, yeah. Instead of sewer.
Like sewer.
But you're just using it to dry.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not using it to
You're
clean.
dabbing. Yeah.
That's what I need to do.
You're dabbing.
Yeah, like the rest of the fucking world. Where everyone's like, well, you just use dry paper?
Yeah, you just...
Paper? Ugh.
I like the there was like
savage?
I don't know, an ad or something for a bidet at one point that was like, if your dog pooped on your carpet, you're not going to take toilet paper to go clean it up.
You're going to use water. Yeah.
Yeah, you just pick it up with toilet paper, throw it away and be like, it's done!
Gross.
Yeah, nice smushy dog shit. Be like, well, just keep wiping the carpet.
Oh.
I just keep wiping and wiping. It's like I'm wiping a marker.
You know, you guys, can we like just a little bit shift back to the more serious?
Yes.
I'm so sorry, but I just had to talk about the meme. That the White House shared today.
Oh my God.
What was it?
The AI generated photo of Trump with a crown.
Hell yeah.
That said, "Long live the king."
Someone showed me that
is
today.
so
Shout
American.
out to Amanda.
It's
It's an official like White House thing. Insanity.
Yeah, I didn't believe it at first. I was like, this can't be real. And I went to it and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm honestly speechless.
It's even worse than like when Trump shared like the whole like, you know, CNN beating him down in the ring or something. And especially because that was just his account, you know? And it's like, whatever. You're just being Trump.
Yourself.
Yeah, and I also just like the unseriousness of what it was shared for, which was because he got rid of the congestion toll in New York City.
For congestion pricing. Plus, it's like, what the fuck does the federal government have to do with that? There's so many things that they've said where it's like, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of that. It's like, no, you're not. What the fuck are you talking about? so many state level things, and then something like that where it's like just a city, a city regulation.
Because he lives there and
It's
he
like,
hates it, I guess.
The fuck
but
are you
I'm
talking about, dude?
Who cares? Yeah, like what?
So that's
Don't- Also, like how much he's been golfing this month. Apparently, he's gone
Ooh.
golfing every weekend and spent like $10.7 million on the conservative estimates
Oh God,
of
That's
taxpayer
right.
money since he was
I wonder
since
what
he
Elon
actually
will
stepped
think
in
about it.
office.
And he only goes to his own courses.
And he only goes to his own courses.
Back to
Hell yeah,
that.
man of the people right there. Motherfucking
Yeah.
send it back to states' rights and all this bullshit, and let me just step into New York City's own state tax system and do what I want. Typical fucking conservatives. States' rights when I like it. Federal government, you better step in so I can own slaves. That's goes
Yeah.
back to the Civil War. Oh man.
Yeah. It's like, states' rights to outlaw abortion, but I'm going to use the federal government to outlaw congestion traffic pricing.
Tolls.
Good
Just tolls.
Lord. Yeah, just
And-
toll pricing in New York City.
Since we came
I'm
back
really-
to go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm really excited to see what actually happens with that. If it actually does gets rid of it, I would love to see the actual traffic just skyrocket because of that.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's forced to take his fucking helicopter everywhere.
And then, you know what happens when people take helicopters all the time?
They crash.
Oh my god, this is amazing. This is
Just be
amazing.
like
think
Montgomery
my only
Gentry.
issue- like,
Everybody
you know, for the
dies.
first-
was in a helicopter crash, burning alive in the helicopter gas.
Classic Montgomery Gentry song.
Classic indeed. I honestly I have been hoping that he would die in office at some point, but
Same.
at this juncture in time, I'm like, what actually would happen if he did die? Like, who's gonna take over?
JD
Right now,
Vance.
too, because
Eyeliner
Vance takes
sales are
over.
gonna-
JD Vance is
Yeah.
gonna take over.
Imagine having
I
a
mean-
JD
president.
Vance is
You
gonna
have a president named JD.
he's gonna step up to Elon Musk.
Yeah, no, Elon Musk would be solidified as running this country. Absolute oligarchical takeover by, like, talk about from
dumbest
all of
person
these
you can
xenophobes, some guy who wasn't even born here.
He was a
acting like
Canadian
as the
citizen before
president.
he was a U.S. citizen too. Nobody talks about that, but whatever.
Was he really?
Yeah.
He's a Canuck.
I looked it
my
up.
goodness.
But
Yeah.
also, this got old pretty quick back in 2016. Like, hashtag imagine if Obama said it, or imagine if
Yeah.
Obama did it. Imagine Barack freaking Obama posting a thing about, oh, here's the king, when he like passes some legislation.
Ugh.
Literally, there would have been people, guns drawn at the White House, like I mean,
You can
Fox
just look at
News-
like 2 years ago or whatever, with when Joe Biden actually posted when they posted like a Dark Brandon meme, and they
yeah.
freaked out, and it was about
oh yeah, they were
what?
cool for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, because what? Because and that was like a response to because someone like won the finals, or it was when someone won the Super Bowl, and then they
Yeah.
just tweeted the meme, Joe Biden with the laser eyes, you know, like hey, I did that kind of jokey thing. They're like, I can't believe that he did this. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Over
they
here,
just,
Trump being the literal antichrist. God, he worships gold, calls himself a king when he's, I mean, whatever. We're almost-
Elon's the Antichrist, for sure.
Elon is
Looking
not
to put
cool enough to have
fucking
any
computer
kind of title
chips
like
in
that.
people's brains.
He's an
They're gonna
idiot.
go around with
Elon
the
is
mark of
just-
the beast on their
Elon
fucking
is just
heads.
Tyrell Corp from Blade Runner.
Ooh,
Haven't seen it.
They're like way more. They're way more successful. No, actually, no.
I
but
mean, it's just a
Elon,
matter of time
yeah.
before he's got
Elon-
robots running shit. So
Oh God.
It's just really annoying that anyone thinks he's a genius. Like, what does that even
he's
mean
not.
to you?
He's so dumb.
People say it all the time, man. People, because man, I just been really, really super aggro on Instagram comments. Like I've really just been
On
such
Instagram?
a huge bitch. Yeah, but and
Nice.
people just like really reading some of this stuff. It's like, damn, you think they're like love him or hate him, he's definitely a genius, and I'm like, how?
Debatable.
Bill Gates
Hard
is a genius?
Debatable.
Fucking get a life. What, because they're billionaires? Because he did
Yeah.
PayPal? You think that took a genius to do that?
And he
No.
didn't do PayPal.
Genius to do it.
Or whatever. He did something that PayPal bought, you know.
Yeah.
But
He didn't even start PayPal.
Yeah.
you know,
He's
he's like
literally
some
He was
only
forced out of any
acquired
position of
businesses.
leadership he was in because he was tanking every company that he was in charge of and
Every
stumbled his way into millions of dollars every single fucking time. What
Yeah.
the heck is going on with... I got so much stuff on my screen now because...
Sorry.
No.
Well-
It's so... Oh, was that you?
yeah.
I just
Oh, that was...
posted.
Okay. But earlier, it's so funny. It'll be in the video. Just sitting here... hey, manifesto of petty grievances. No, just my ad blocker just decided
Oh.
to just pop up. It was like, hey, your ad blocker's up to date. It's just
Thanks
in the
for letting
video
me know.
now
You could have
instead
blocked
of our...
that.
I'm
Yeah.
like, cool, thanks for the pop-up. Yeah.
I really want to read you guys this last, this final New York Post comment from the executive's order that no taxpayer funding for illegal immigrants from Bluebell. And I just really want to... Oh my gosh, I thought Marcel knocked something over. But people are just so interesting. You know, they're just so interesting. So Bluebell says,
So interesting.
start with the hospitals. Ever wonder why medical expenses are outrageously high? Us typical taxpayers are paying for every illegal and their spawn who overwhelm emergency departments for every little ache and pain. Those hospitals recoup their losses by charging citizens. Stop it. So,
Brother,
That's-
what?
I know. That's like a very...
Oh my
that's quite a
God.
take right
I mean,
there.
someone
That's
could think
quite
that.
a take.
Do
I
you
know.
think that person could be proven wrong and that they would learn something?
No.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's like,
They
okay, if we took every single illegal, undocumented immigrant out of the country, you run the numbers, this is how much the cost would go down. It'd be like, 8 cents per person or whatever, because that's not how this fucking works. And it's like, and
So-
you know how many fucking
and even then-
totally legal people can't pay their fucking medical bills?
And it's like
Lots of
the
them.
hospitals recoup their losses by charging citizens. Babe, focus on that sentence right there. If
Yeah.
that were true, who's the bad guy and why is a hospital, which is for the large part, hospitals are actually nonprofits, why would they need to recoup their losses? You know, like, oh, is it because of this for-profit industry that they're in? Though, again,
Yeah.
a lot of hospitals are nonprofit organizations, but they have huge budgets, of course. But it's like, so, and I want to ask, okay, I'm going to do it next time, guys. I'm going to have a Inane Blather New York Post account so I can leave comments. We can leave comments together. Because
right.
I want to ask this
Saucy.
person, do they think that Luigi Mangione should have gone on a killing spree and killed a bunch of illegal immigrants? If that would help solve the problem.
Ooh, instead of a
yeah,
CEO.
maybe it would.
Yeah, they'd be like, so you were really with that guy in Buffalo, or whichever. I think the Buffalo guy, right? He was all about great replacement
Oh.
theory and wanted to shoot immigrants and stuff.
Was that-
he shot like 15 people or something?
Oh, yeah. I can't. I mean, there's so many.
Who knows?
Of them. How
There's
could I
so
keep
many
them? I was like, is that,
public
I thought it was
mass
black
shooters.
people or women
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, we'll just
But-
end
Yeah, I thought it was too.
with this news story. College freshman Scott Damerow set a new world record by using his head to bust 142 eggs, and he now officially holds a place in the Guinness Book of Fucking Morons. No, that's
I was
just
gonna
a
say,
Norm,
in this
it's a
economy,
Norm Macdonald joke. Yeah, eggs. We're like,
That's what
wow,
I
he's
was
a
thinking.
rich
That's what I thought
guy.
was going.
Must be some rich
I
frat
want to
bro.
know. Did they ever recover those stolen eggs? That 100,000 stolen eggs or whatever it was.
Whoa.
You guys didn't hear about
There was
this?
an
No.
egg heist?
There was an egg heist in Pennsylvania like a
So
couple weeks
fucking
ago.
funny.
They stole like 100,000
yeah.
eggs.
I did hear about that.
It was like 40
Imagine on
grand
the
worth
street.
of eggs.
You want some eggs? And you open it,
you
and
want
they're just all
some eggs?
broken. Yeah.
And that's
They're like,
literally
hey,
where
buddy,
I
haven't
was like,
seen you in
what
a
are
long
they going to do
time.
with all of them?
Smash.
Where are they going to put them?
Stolen
Be like, they fell off the back
eggs.
of the truck. Like,
Truck.
literally, though, so they're all broken.
100,000 organic eggs worth 40 grand
Organic eggs.
from Pennsylvania farm stolen from back of truck. Police are still searching for the person who stole 100,000 eggs from a distribution truck. I'm not seeing any.
Maybe he did a
updates
Robin
here.
Hood, like delivered it to a couple food banks.
11 hours ago, a reward is now being offered for information in the theft of 100,000 eggs.
Well,
I think he got away with it because this
he
happened
did
2
too.
weeks ago. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
God, that's so funny. I wonder if they were insured. Organic eggs. That's like
Yeah,
double the
that's-
price.
That's the way to do it too. That's all I buy.
Gonna be rich.
Cage free organic. It's the only
You gotta
thing
get
that
that
can make
free
you feel
range,
okay.
Doug. That's when the
Yeah.
chickens are actually allowed to move.
Whatever has the most things like that it says on it.
That's the
That's
one you
what
go
I
for.
get. You know, it's like I only eat so many eggs, so I don't mind paying the premium on them because otherwise I just get free eggs from someone who has them
Makes eggs.
free
yeah.
range.
Whoever
Yeah.
makes
Whoever
the
makes
eggs.
eggs. Yeah, I know a couple people. You know.
Although you gotta be careful with that with bird flu. So
Yeah, whatever.
You know.
Little flu never hurt anybody.
I saw a tweet that was like, I once had an ex who thought the eggs in my ovaries had shells on them, and I think of that every time I hear men discussing women's reproductive rights.
Oh yeah. Where it's just
Didn't they?
it's like the old that's even worse than like the age-old Twitter discussion with guys about like where the pee comes from. You know?
I also there's one that's been going around like TikTok and stuff for a while where a girl just goes around and asks men how many tampons do women need for their period.
Yeah.
And
They're
then
like,
men will
2?
just say something like 3.
Mm-hmm. Like,
3 for the entire period? Yeah, 3. That's a good number.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't
Maybe
they
like
just
3
say
or
I don't know? That's up to them. I've never
well, they
had to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy thought.
I don't know. They come in
Would've
big
been like, I
boxes, and they
honestly
need to buy them
don't
here and there.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but then also like what the part of the bit is, she'll be like, "Oh my god, you're right."
Oh,
Good job.
really?
I've
Yeah.
seen that, yeah.
Really? No.
They're like, "Oh, thanks." They like leave like super boosted, like
Yeah.
not knowing that they're about to look like a complete clown on the internet for
Yeah,
millions
you're totally
of people to
right.
see.
Squirt isn't pee. No.
Yeah, I don't know why we brought up women's reproductive health care at the end of this. Cause,
Eggs.
Where have you been?
eggs.
Sorry.
How about eggs?
How about eggs? Oh, that's what, man, I was going to say it earlier when we were talking about mega rolls of toilet paper. All I could think of was Jim Gaffigan.
Does this guy living off Hot Pockets?
Yeah, does this guy ever... It's like he never leaves the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap it up. It's been a longer one. As always, we'll remind you of our motto.
Nothing like a good New York slice.
Hey.
And also, but really.
Nothing like a good New York slice.
But, well.
It's very cringe when you do that.
Love you guys. Love all of you listeners.
Shut the hell up, bitch.
And if you don't like the show.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you.
But, and, you know, if you wanted to talk to me about improving the show.
So forget about it, cuz.
Because I'm not going to take any advice. So.
Unless you're really nice about it.
Yeah.
Then maybe.
And if you give me any advice, I'm going to hit you with the.
Oh, how I wish I could believe or understand that.
That's it. So.
Bitches leave.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Amen.
Shout out to Aaron Brown. Give us our audio.
Shout out to Aaron Brown. Please send the audio.
Use it when we need it, so give it to us.
Respond to my DMs.
Same. I know you saw it.
Please.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Okay, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.